Hey, welcome back to that 20 somethings cast. I'm Toya.
Hey guys, and I'm Marva, and thank you so much for tuning in to another episode.
Yay!
Yes,
Yay!
sir. We want to jump right into it as usual. As you see by today's topic, we're gonna get into some
Mm-hmm.
social media things and expectations and things.
That's right.
But before we do so, we gotta have a mental checking. So, how is your day going? How are you coping? And are we protecting our mental peace? Toya.
It's a busy day today, I'll be honest. Not the greatest of days, but I'm alive and we're about to smash this and we're about to be productive. So, yeah, I'm all right. How about you, girl?
Yes, sir. Let me tell you, today has been a day like I am tired, like flat out tired. I haven't been tired like this in a hot minute.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad, I got some stuff done. I did what I needed to do. So that was the ultimate goal for me. I'm good once I got what I needed to get done.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah, but I mean, tired in terms of sleep wise or otherwise.
Let me tell you, Ted, in terms of everything, like, guys, at the time of this recording, it's January, yeah, and I was just telling Toya that I'm fasting.
Guys, please
And
understand
my
when I talk.
fasting is, you don't
Hmm,
eat, you just drink tea. And I got love food. So I'm hungry for a
hmm.
regular. This teaching not working.
Let me tell you.
Mm.
At first, guys, when I heard Marva saying that she's fasting, I really was thinking, okay, it's a fast intermittent fasting. That's what I had in mind. Well, that's what I know of, anyways. And so I was thinking, all right, maybe for the most part, she's not eating throughout the day, but maybe she eats a meal in the morning for breakfast or eats a big meal at night, something. But me hear say nothing not going and nothing not got woman mouth. So I say, what? I could not believe because, well, hey, if you want to definitely do that and stay positive with it, hey, go girl, go girl. Me know
Yes,
say if I did do it though,
sir.
I couldn't do it though, cause I love my belly. So not too much though. So you can't try to trick me and them can't make me do what I need for the food, but I love my belly though.
Let me tell you, it has not been easy. I feel like more while I just want to say, yo, pass a piece of pizza or something.
Hmm.
But I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with it. Like I have a lot of quarantine fat and it's showing on my face and I don't like it.
Hmm.
So I gotta do something and plus some exercising. But that's enough of that. I feel like I just told y'all all about my fasting for like a good 20 minutes. But we want to hear about
Exaggeration.
you guys' mental checking. You can comment down below, or shoot us a DM on Instagram. Don't forget to
Mm.
follow us on Instagram at
Satoya that uno.
and I am Mava. And we want to hear from you. Oh, before we continue, we have to thank everybody for tuning into our podcast. We're now in 8 countries. We have
Yay!
listenership
I'm
up,
so
and we are
happy.
so grateful for that.
Very much so.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Thank you guys.
sir. So, ladies and
Yes.
gents, for today's episode. Oh, by the way, why we ain't got no background music? We can't leave the people hanging. We're gonna have a
DJ
theme
Marvel.
song soon. Troy and I have been deliberating what our theme song is going to be. So if you have suggestions, you can post it as well.
Yes, please. You can probably DM us or, send us a message.
So Toya, tell people what's today's topic.
Well, today's topic is a very interesting one. I feel like a lot of persons may be able to relate to this, whether it be that that's you, or I mean the shoe fits, or you're saying, yeah, you see that, or you can understand where we're coming from. But of course, as you know, we're all for freedom of expression, whatever you you may believe or subscribe to, that's fine. So we definitely want the conversation to keep going even after this episode, where you can DM us, you can, let us know what you feel about this, how you feel about it. So today's topic is all about social media and the influence that it has on persons, how it is pushing a facade, a fake lifestyle, and just the pressure that it puts on persons, especially young people and young adults, to have to live up to a certain standard, to be doing big things, going places, getting money. And if you don't, then it's like, oh, who am I? It's almost like persons have started to self-doubt and almost put themselves down if they don't think or they don't see themselves being big, especially on social media.
Yeah, and as Tanya rightfully said, that is something that we think every 20-something-year-old struggles with, because I feel like our generation, we're stuck in the middle of that. We know social media, but we didn't grow up on social media, so we're adapting.
Right.
And we're kind of like the older versions to social media, past out like before our parents,
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a lot of young people, when you see, especially persons that have these children, these big bank accounts, entrepreneurship, like you start to question yourself, like, what am I doing? Like, my life isn't going anywhere. Does it make sense? And you create a lot of self-doubt and, internalize things and break down your self-esteem when you do that.
Right. Yes. That is so true. Again, I know that a lot of persons may have different views on a topic like this. I do. So again, there's so many angles to look at this topic from, because for me, I see the negatives and I see the positives, in terms of what I do, the work that I do and some things that I'm involved in, or even us, Marva, in terms of having a podcast and how we interact with our viewers when we're on Instagram lives. Again, we have to look at the positives and say, well, social media has been doing good and there are positives social media. And I would never sit here and act like, oh, if tomorrow comes and persons are following and liking my pictures and just engaging in a positive way, that I won't feel good. But what I know is it will never define me and make me think that if I don't have this amount of followers or amount of likes, or my stuff is not blowing up or people aren't reposting me, that I'm less than. For me, I don't subscribe to that because I know who I am. You understand? So for me, that's just how I look at it. There's just good and bad to it, but I mean, what say you in regards to
I think definitely
the way people take it?
There is good and bad in it, but it it depends on the type of things you consume on social media and certain apps, because there's definitely certain apps, like, we speak, and I realize Instagram speaks a lot about body positivity and Twitter speaks a lot about free speech. However, when it comes to body positivity, it's a certain body type or a certain body mold. And then everything else is positive once it fits into that. If it doesn't fit into that, then it's not positive. You're either too skinny or you're too fat because you don't have the voluptuous this or voluptuous that. And then it makes persons feel now, hey, my body is not good. And it pushes certain cultures of, I'm not judging anybody that chooses to do plastic surgery, but it pushes that, or it forces young people before they even fully develop to want to do plastic surgery, before you fully have titties, you want to go and put in. If you get me, that's fraud. Chaser.
True.
And then when it comes to places like Twitter, freedom of speech, it's pushed on Twitter. But if the crowd is saying left and you say right, you're condemned. So is it true freedom of speech?
Yes, that is a good question. That is such a good question. And in regards to what you were saying of it influencing, especially children and young teens, in wanting to look a certain way or to be a certain way, that is something that I think a lot of persons have experienced or have seen in their lifetime growing up as a child or being a teenager, a young adult. No. I know for a fact I have seen, peer pressure and influence as years have gone by. I think everyone has, even if it didn't affect you much or you didn't play into it. For me, I never did, and it was just because my mind was I was more like a person that was totally zoned out anyway. But I'm not saying that it wasn't a real thing. I know that it's a real thing. So it's so true that persons looking on who probably have low self-esteem, or children, persons who are just very
Impressionable.
impressionable, right, and just aren't as stable as others may be. Not that anyone is better, but just probably not as stable or hasn't gotten to that place in their lives yet. They would see that, and it really could make them feel that they're not beautiful, they're not handsome, nothing is happening for them. And I would even go further, that it's not just about looks, but it's also the money thing, this thing where six figures, or I'm rich, I'm a millionaire, I'm 20 something, I'm in my 20s and I'm rich, or
Yes.
I have my Lamborghini, I have a Maserati, I drive a BMW, or I'm going to Dubai, I'm going to Egypt, I'm flying, going on flights every week, or whatever the case may be. Nothing is
Yep.
wrong. And for me, I, of course, I aspire to be free, and I'm a person, I believe in freedom, and especially financial freedom, and being happy, being able to travel and do things. Wealth is important, but I I see where a lot of persons, the influencers, especially on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, they're really making it seem like if you're not doing this, some of them anyways, some of them are making it seem like if you're not doing this, then it's like your last year. You're from 10 years ago, you're outdated. And I don't think that that should be the case. It should always be encouraging people to work harder, yes, want more, believe in themselves, but
Yep.
why keep up with that facade of, oh, I need to be in the in all the latest designers, I need to have this, I need to, why is all the pictures, or why are all the pictures you post about you driving in the Benz, or you on some plane or something? Why? That's the only question I
Yeah,
have.
and I think that ties hand in hand with not only the facade, but a lot of us, because I'm going to include myself as well, because I'm on Instagram, I'm subscribed to certain celebrities, I follow them and I watch their pictures, but then a lot of us also don't know what happens behind closed doors. Many of these
Mm-hmm.
perfect pictures that we see persons posted up in, you don't know if this person owns the property. You
Mm-hmm.
don't know if this person, have to do, God forbid, all kind of nefarious things to have what they have. While you're over
Yes.
there wondering, hey, oh, that should be me, but you don't want that baggage that that person had to get to have those nice things. And I
Mm-hmm.
ultimately think, hey, run at your own pace in life. It's fine to want good things. It's fine to want a nice car, a great apartment, a house, a land, those type of things. But don't feel pressured because everybody has it. You have to have it. I can remember there's
Mm-hmm.
one point in time, like when I had just finished college early on, brief story time, a lot of persons around me that I knew personally were having kids and getting married and
Mm-hmm.
starting a family. And I used to
Right.
think, yo, I want to have a baby. I want to get
Mm-hmm.
married. But then, do I really want that? Because I'm not in a position to maintain a child and give it the
Right.
lifestyle I truly want. And a marriage is nice, but I want a healthy, happy marriage. I don't want a marriage because, we were childhood lovers and now we're a bit older and the person steps out on me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing. And I think when it comes to a lot of young people, and I would consider us still young and we're still impressionable, there's something new, there's a trend today, tomorrow that, might catch our eye. We
Yeah.
have to be careful of what we consume because you can't want to consistently follow certain pages, like people condemn TMZ and
Mm-hmm.
the shade room because they put out certain images and they don't uplift people, especially Black people. However, you hold the power to not subscribe or not follow these pages. You hold the power to not consistently watch YouTube couples to make you feel like
Right.
I have to be in a couple relationship, you know? And I think that's the important part about it. Manage what you consume, and then you will manage your life internally, because then you no longer feel these external pressures.
That's true. Because we know where we put our attention. A lot of times, that's really where the heart lies, and that's where you feel the most, and you're impacted the most. I believe in that. I know probably persons listening would say it's so easy for you to say that. But again, goes back to what you were saying, Marva, that it's something that you have to consciously do. You have to take control of your life and be able to say, okay, you know what, nothing's wrong with being social and checking your friends or liking things or checking out posts, but don't sit there for most of the day consuming that and then feel bad when you realize that, oh wow, I am feeling insecure because I see that this girl is on Instagram and she's a big person, or she's this person that everyone is talking about. No, she's popular. Oh, look at her weight, look at her breast, look at her butt, look at her hair, whatever the case may be. Look at
Yeah.
what's going on for her. She's the popular one, and I realize a lot of persons are doing the same things she's doing, so it must mean that it's a thing. And if I don't have that, then it means not going for me. And no, I'm here to let you know, no, don't ever think that. Just know that you have to balance what you're consuming. You have to balance what you're focusing on, right? And so I won't, and for me, I'm a person here that I will acknowledge something and I will speak on things that are happening, yes. But after me done talking, I have to really sit down and say, all right, let me see if this is me and it fits me. Let me see what me can do now for better this. I don't believe as young adults and young people in general that we should just say, oh, I saw it going on. Oh, well, no, but look about or try to find a way to make the situation better, because it's a serious problem these days
Yeah.
with the social media, especially Instagram.
Yeah, I agree. And you see, and I love that you bring up the fact that we're not perfect. You know, we come to you guys with this podcast because we have had similar experiences, and we understand, and we have, a bit of knowledge of how to either overcome it, avoid it, or getting through it in general. Because
Right.
as I gave my example, I felt pressured then, but then I had to reevaluate and say, hey, if they can do that, that's good for them. But Marva can't do that at this moment in time, and that's not ultimately what she wants. And when it comes to social media, I think that's where we have to start remembering. I think social media has now become so merged with reality. We don't know how to separate them. It's
Yeah.
feeling one and the same. Like a following determines if you're popular, a like determines if you're pretty, a comment determines if you're desired. And I'm like, there is the real world when you put down that phone.
Yeah.
And it's kind of it's interesting to watch the whole dynamic, because 10 years ago, I'm betting when my parents were my age, that wasn't their social dilemma.
Exactly.
Their social
Yeah.
dilemma wasn't social media. It was maybe something else.
Maybe the
However,
people.
that's what we're faced with now. And then you have to wonder, when I, reproduce and my kids come into the world, what are they going to have to face with? What are going to be their challenges, and how am I going to maneuver that and make sure the actions that I make now contribute to a better future for them?
Exactly. And so I think we have to look into what's important to us individually, what's important. So I believe, again, going back to what I was saying earlier, use social media for good, use it for entertainment, yes. Again, just be balanced about it. But more than anything, what are you interested in? What is something that will benefit you? You
Yeah.
can really find different apps, different social groups that you can connect with. and use social media for positivity, but to really say, take it as it is right now and just run with it and say, all right, because that's what's going on, because that's what's trending, that's what I'm going to do, that's what I'm going to focus on. I don't think that's healthy, and I don't think that's going to help any of us, because my main thing is, at the end of the day, the influencers and the persons who are popular on social media, they have their own lives to live. They don't even know half of us. So when we are so focused and so drawn and so caught up with what they're doing and almost hanging our lives on them, it really, and I would say it's pathetic, to tell you the truth, when you look at the honesty of it. And I'll be very honest and blunt right now in this moment, because I feel like sometimes you have to be honest, bluntly honest, so that, or blatantly honest, so that persons can realize that don't make no sense. Like, to really say, oh, because these group of, that group of people,
Yeah.
they are saying, okay, this is the clothes that's wearing right now, this is the hottest hairstyle, this is the coolest car right now. If they are saying that, you're saying to me, are we saying that whatever they say, that's the only thing that matters, only what they say? You can also find another car or other clothes that can work, that might not be what they said. So we can't really hang our lives on their opinions or what they are pushing. In fact, that goes to my next point, which is, a lot of these persons are doing business. They're influencers for a reason. They're doing affiliate programs. They are making money. They're doing sponsorships.
Tell you
So
that
they
dream,
are
yep.
right. So they're making their money by selling you something, by showing you a certain lifestyle and a certain image. It doesn't mean that that's them when they're home, when the cameras are off. We don't know them. So I just feel like,
Yep.
especially young people who are watching this, just love yourself, be content with yourself. Now, there are some things that could change, or you may want to change to improve, but let it be that you see where it's necessary, you see that it's a positive thing, and then make the changes accordingly. But don't rush to do anything, or the lack thereof, because it's what's trending or it's what's hot on social
And I
media.
think
That's all I'm saying.
yes, and I think most importantly, I think to keep at the back of your mind is that it is a trend. And a trend is something that goes and come. So for all we
Right.
know, in the next 10 years, the curvaceousness, the full lips, it might
Mm-hmm.
not be trending. It might be, hey, a super thick or super skinny. You don't know, because before the curvaceous was trending, it was, Swiss cheese thin, you know?
Right.
So
Exactly.
don't force yourself to fit a mold just because that's what's trending, because life is continuous. Life is not just a trend. So when
Mm-hmm.
you put yourself out there because, hey, sex sells, and promoting a sexy type of quote unquote half naked, I'm going to use that word, picture, or seductive, yes, that's a better word, seductive pictures, what's trending, is going to get you the likes, is going to get you the comments. Years from now, you're going to look back and be like, what in Jesus' name was I thinking? I'm going to have kids that are going to come around and see this, or I'm going to go in a certain field in life, and my reputation, because people do view these things as a part of you
Yeah.
and your reputation. That's not what
Mm-hmm.
you want, because you was following this socialite or this celebrity that already has their bread butter with cheese, while you have to go look for your bakery.
Mm-hmm. Facts. Facts. Yeah, and as you were touching on that, in terms of just making sure that the person or a person is mindful of what they're putting out and the type of energies and attractions that they are bringing to themselves, I want to ask you, in regards to nudity, or almost persons being, well, I don't know. I don't know if you would consider it closed, but in regards to
Oh,
persons posting pictures or videos in lingerie, what say you? I mean, I was going to say lingerie and bath suits or bathing suits,
Reading.
swimsuits, swimwear, whatever you may call it. What's your view on that?
I swear, if person's tuned into our nightly IG live, they would know what I'm about to say. I'm on the fence.
Mm-hmm.
Why, for me, it's more of on the fence because I I get no, because in some sense, be a little bit reserved. But then I also get in another sense, hey, it's your body, you're a grown adult, do what you want once it is, legal. However, either which way on the fence you stand, just be prepared for whatever energy you attract. Because let's
Mm-hmm.
be honest, most guys that will slide in your DMs or comment when you post a bikini picture, they're commenting your physique or they might say something slick or,
Mm-hmm.
towards that type of energy. If they would even say in regular clothes, imagine when you know that you're actually showing something. And then
Right.
in addition to being mindful of the energy that you will attract, also be mindful of when when at some point, if settling down and committed relationships, is even in your mind, whoever you want in life, or if you're looking for a specific type of partner in life, that might be a turn on or turn off for them. And I'm not saying to live your life based on getting a future partner, but you can't put out certain things out there and expect to get the same as somebody that didn't. Just like, for instance, let me use this, it's a little bit far-fetched. For instance, a porn star, somebody that's involved in sexual work. Fine, you're adult, you make your decision, you live in your shit 10 toes down, and
Mm-hmm.
I believe, hey, own up to your shit, live in it. However, bear in mind the good six-figure church mouse where you interested in, he might not be interested in a sex worker. Bear
Mm-hmm.
in mind that some persons will label you as a prostitute or some persons will label you as a slut. But that also
Mm-hmm.
comes with the territory and the area in which and the domain in which you're operating as a sex worker. So that's what I
Mm-hmm.
mean by I'm on the fence. Be understanding of the energy you're going to receive and the future, what this means for you
Right.
and your future.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. For me, I believe that whatever you put out, for the most part, you get back. And that's not to down anyone. As you were saying, whatever you choose to do, that's you. Because we are all adults, or for those who are. And when you become an adult, especially if you're a youngster listening to this, when you become an adult, you will be making choices from your own judgments and doing things
Mhm.
that you choose to do for the most part. So when it comes to that, I'm saying, yeah, go ahead, do what you want to do, what you wish to do. However, you need to understand, or we need to understand as young adults, that we can't run away from the fact that most of the things that come to us are because of what we do on an everyday basis. Habits, it's a
Yep.
real thing. Rich people will actually tell you, if you check out a lot of persons like Jeff Bezos, what's his name, Elon Musk. When you check out people like all
Uh,
those persons, Bill Gates, all these rich people, they will let you know straight up that it's not because they were better, they were more, they were smarter, they were had any special talent or what had a superpower, but it's because of habits that they kept up, things that they meant that they were going to get done on a daily basis. And it's the same when it comes to a negative light. If it is that you, and I'm not just speaking of you people posting in lingerie or half naked, but I'm saying in anything, especially with social media, why not use it for positive things? Because guess what? It's going to become your lifestyle. It's going to become who you are by the habits that you choose, what you decide to do on a daily basis. And all I'm saying is, I'm giving an example with the being half naked here. because I find that that's one of the number one things that I have seen become such a great trend that I just wonder sometimes, because if it is that, especially young women, I'm not saying that men should not be held accountable or shouldn't have anyone saying anything about them, but I will say this, and I know that someone might feel away, but that's why it's a freedom of speech. That's why it's a place for freedom of speech. But make it know seriously. I'm of the belief, and it is a fact in my book. So don't quote me and don't say ask me about who give me the facts. Me I tell you about my book. It's a fact that men are not judged the same way we are as women. So we cannot be looking at them and saying, oh, but how comes you know say nothing about the boy, and how comes the guy isn't judged in the same light? How comes no one says anything to him? That's not fair. It may not be fair, but it's the truth. Again, in my book. Because and I'm speaking of statistics here, when you look at it in the society all around us, we can see that a man more than likely will not be judged for his chest being out on social media, or for his package, the camera being up under his pocket, his balls, if we can say that. You know, I know for a fact that the most that may happen is a woman may comment underneath and say, you're looking good, you're looking like a snack. Hopefully, if he does look good,
or send like
right?
an eggplant emoji,
right? Or if he's fine like that, or somebody might playfully or seriously say, boy, cover yourself up, or this ain't it, something, but he will never get backlash. But let it be that a woman shows up her nipples, you know, the shape of her vagina, her ass cheeks, even though yes, you're getting attention, but what type of attention? You understand? And we have to really look and weigh those things. And so on that, I was really just, you know, touching on the lingerie thing. I feel like even something like that, if it is that you are posting in lingeries and bikinis every other day, why not? Why not get paid for that? Why not work with companies and get a check off of
but
that?
I think when you mention it like that, I see that as a double-edged sword, because there's a lot of platforms out, like, you know, Savage X Fenty. There's a lot of Savage X Fenty ambassadors that post in lingerie, and I'm not going to be two-sided about it and say, hey, do it if it makes you money. No, don't do it whatsoever, because even though you're doing it to make a coin, always remember in life, all money is not good money.
Right, but
And you're
I
still putting
understand
out
that.
a certain energy out there, and you're still liable for people that you don't want to consume a certain type of energy or think a certain type of way about you. At the end of the day, this sponsorship, when you already post this, that's just a one-off check. This picture is forever.
Right, I agree with that. I see what you're saying. I actually agree with that. What I'm saying though, in this sense, is that a lot of persons are doing it and will do it no matter what we say. What I'm saying is, if it is that a person really has a shape that commands attention, or a person is really that stunning, that person's usually or regularly comes on, checks their posts and likes their pictures. If you're already posting yourself, what I'm saying is, let it be that maybe if this is something I was getting at, if this is something you're actually interested, why not work with a company that who produces or manufactures bikinis or lingerie? Why
That's true.
not maybe have your own lingerie or bikini line? That's, for me personally, that's what I respect. When I see that, okay, you're not just on here showing up yourself because, show something because of something. That's all I'm saying, because people are going to do
I
it
get that.
regardless. Even when I think of a fitness trainer or fitness model, if you're really seriously into fitness, and I'm, please guys, let me make this next part clear, because let's say, when I say seriously into fitness, let it be real. Which goes back to what we were speaking of, social media influences and the facade. Because a lot of these persons are saying they're fitness models, but they're not. All it is that they're doing is
They
showing up
work
their
out and they have
bodies.
a nice body and them take good
Right.
picture.
Come on. You know, I'm not the fittest person, but I work out. And I'm telling you, at the end of the day, it's not an easy thing. So when you're going to say, oh, I'm a fitness model, when real people, and I've heard of this, real people who are real fitness models or real fitness persons who are into fitness and take this thing seriously, working their ass off every other day in the gym or at home, who have results from their, in terms of their diet and the exercises, the workouts they've been doing, who really put out hard work, they're not getting recognition. But then here comes someone saying, I'm a fitness model, when really maybe you had work done, or you're naturally like that, and you're just putting up pictures and posting and running with that title when you're not serious. But I was really getting at, I respect a real fitness trainer. And if that is you, I see no problem with you showing, because you want to show the before and after. Keep just be relevant and keep
I guess
yourself
that could tie
out
into
there,
a person's reputation, because
Right.
you put up the most of a facade, but there must be, out of the millions of followers, you have 10 people happening in her real life and no, all right, no, she just a pose up with that car there because of Toyota she have in her garage. All right, she just maybe a flex today because maybe work out for hours so the muscles them pan 10, but on a regular, it don't look like that. And I think
Yeah.
that's most importantly, and that's where people get caught up. However, the flip side of it is, what I am personally preaching on this is now, because it happens so often, we somewhat become blinded to the fact that there's normal looking bodies. It's okay to have a 9 to 5, to have a normal bank account. It's okay to not take a trip every single weekend. It's okay to not pose and post the cutest picture every time. You can go make without makeup, without the eyelash, without the nails, the hair, the Tommy Hilfiger and the Supreme, you know. It is okay to not post all of that. And
Right.
it is normal. The average person does not have all of these
Definitely.
things. And I think because now we so
Right.
microwave that we live in a box of, if you don't have, then you're broke. If you not have, you're not in a style. If you not have, you're just, you're poor, or whatever the case might be, that, we tend to label people that quote unquote don't have. But some of the richest people in this world don't pose in the most expensive things. They don't show off. And that's the thing with wealth. Wealth doesn't need, a speakerphone. Wealth speaks for itself.
Facts.
But that's a whole other one-off topic for, when we get into our, investment talking.
Exactly. And overall, just confident, even if we're not going to get into wealth, overall confidence speaks for itself. You don't have to be showing everyone what you're doing or showing everyone which clothes and
What
what
you
clothes you
have.
got. You don't have to show all of that, because if you know, you know, and if the people who matter to you know, they know, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
You don't have to be pushing anything on social media.
Not just that.
We have to,
oh, sorry.
we have to look at. No, I was saying that's something we have to look at. Go ahead.
Yeah, what I wanted to chime in with and say with that is that I think it was a few weeks back we were having a conversation, and I was telling you the thing about social media. It's one thing when you floss, but always understand, yeah, there's people that will be praising you and supporting you, and then there will be people that envy what you have and plot and plan to get what you have by any means possible. Yeah, always understand when you post certain things, you are allowing certain energies in, and there are wolves in this world. I'm not sugarcoating it. There are wolves in this world that are just waiting on you to slip up, because when you slip, you slide.
Bad.
Wait, and they watch your every move, because you're just saying, oh, I'm just posting, I have this, I'm just posting, but they're waiting. They might watch your every move. If your door left unlocked, if you ever go somewhere and it's too dark, you know. And I think that is something as well we need to be mindful of. And it doesn't just go for material things. There's men and women, let me not just say men, that are going to take advantage of you physically when your guards are let down. We do not live in a perfect world. And when you show off certain things, somebody is going to consume said show off.
That is so true. Because that reminds me of, I'm not sure who the person was. I don't remember, so I'm not going to try to put a name. But I think I read a story once where someone was popular. It was a popular person, an influencer. and they were stalked, raped, and killed because they were regularly posting their whereabouts, posting their location. These things we have to be so mindful of people because it's no joke. Out there is not a pretty place. The world is beautiful, but sadly, everyone doesn't respect everyone. Everyone does not care for everyone. So
Yeah.
you can be the most caring person. You have to be very smart. You have to be very calculative when you think of what you're doing because and I'm for one, I don't believe in living in fear. However, you have to be really precise with some things that you do
Just be
when you
cognizant of your
are
actions.
right, when you are present on social media, posting a lot. So I think that's another part of it that we have to look at. So somebody might say, oh, what are them girls they do? Them jealous and envious and bad money. It's not about that, but we have to be making good decisions or try our best to. I don't think that just because we're young, I'm not of the mindset that, oh, we're young and free and just do anything. I don't believe in that. I know some people do, but I don't. I think we should try our best to make good decisions, to do things in a way that we will be happy at the end of the day. If we look down the line, years down the line, we can say, okay,
Yep.
that was cool. I'm fine with that. No regrets. People say no regrets all the time. People say YOLO. But in my opinion, a lot of times when people say YOLO, it seems like YOLO for the bad things or YOLO for some crazy thing. You can say
Sadly.
YOLO for I'm going to really take control of my life and be smart. I think you can have fun, you can be present, you can be sociable, and also be in control of your life and decisions. I mean, am I the only one? Does anyone
No,
agree? Am I talking?
I
I don't really
definitely
understand.
agree. And it goes back to what we always say. Sometimes you just have to have discernment and don't
Yeah.
wait for things to go bad to say, I wish it was this and I should have done that. But when you have the ability to make wise decisions, make them wisely.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Yeah, but what? Oh my God, we've been talking for so long. Where did time go? Oh my God, guys.
Yo,
um,
right?
it looks like the end of our
It was
podcast. We're
lit.
trying to get a specific set time, but when you start talking, us go on and on and on, and the conversation
Mm-hmm.
just keeps going, yeah. So I guess it's here for us. We'll wrap up here. So you want to have any final words on today's topic?
I would say, guys, just love yourself, spend time with yourself, get to know yourself, and just believe in yourself that you have the time to grow, you have the capacity to improve your lives. Just have a positive mind and take it step by step. Don't try to rush anything. But there's nothing wrong with wanting to improve and make some changes, elevate. That's all great. But just be smart about it and give yourself time and space to make
Yeah.
that elevation. Yeah. But thank you guys again for the support we've been getting with this podcast. We're so grateful. Always remember to follow us on our social media platforms, especially on Instagram, because we do go live most nights, if not every night, chop it up
Mhm.
and talk with persons, and we usually have a good time. So definitely follow us at satoya.uno.
And I am Mother.
Yeah. I will catch you in the next episode.
Yes, sir. Bye, guys. Oh, and before we go, remember at all times, do not let anyone take a piece of your mental peace and have a great day. Do great things.